Good morning. It's Sunday, 15th of November 2015. This is Sylvia Shivamurthy and you're listening to the newspaper reviews on www.athavaneng.com. Let's look at the newspaper highlights from today's newspapers. The main headline in Sunday Times says, 2016 Budget, Tax Reforms, Government in Search of Revenue. The government's 2016 budget to be unveiled on Friday will see a radical shift in tax policy targeting the rich, set the tone for more business and investments, though against the backdrop of worsening economic environment. Macroeconomic fundamentals are at dangerously low levels, 2015 budget targets have gone haywire and foreign exchange reserves are dwindling. Economist and retired Central Bank Deputy Governor W.A. Vijayawardena, quoting central bank data, said that in the next 12 months the government's loan repayments would amount to $4.4 billion. We have only $5.5 billion as free cash, thus if we pay out $4.4 billion, we won't have much money, he told a meeting of the Sunday Times Business Club this week. The highlight at the middle says, "The spire will blow out, his legend should never." A grateful Sri Lanka on Thursday said farewell and thank you to the Venerable Madluwave Sobhita Hamaduruwo, the Buddhist prelate who during recent years had played a powerful frontline role to bring about the silent and peaceful People's Revolution of January 8. While hundreds of thousands of grieving and grateful people flooded like a river to pay their last respects to him at Koti's Nahaviharaya, an equal number gathered for the funeral with unprecedented state honors at the Parliament grounds. And another highlight says, stormy Sunday. Severe weather conditions are likely to prevail over the next 24 hours with heavy rains and strong winds of up to 80 km per hour over many areas of the country, the Meteorology Department warned yesterday evening. Meteorologist Darsha Shamil Prematilaka said the sea areas expanding from Kangesunturai to Hambantota via Trincomalee and Batticaloa will be rough at times because of the strong winds. He warned naval and fishing communities not to set out to the sea off the southern, eastern and northern coast of Sri Lanka till there was an improvement in the weather condition. Showers or thunder showers are expected over most parts of the country and very heavy rainfalls of about 150 mm could be expected at some places, he said. The reason for this is a disturbance in the Bay of Bengal. It has intensified into a low-pressure area and is now located to the southeast, Mr. Prematilaka said. At least one person has died and more than 300 have been displaced due to the inclement weather conditions during the past 3 days. Let's now move to the paper highlights in Sunday Observer. The top headline says, Government to set up Constitutional Secretariat. The government is to pass a resolution in Parliament seeking its approval to set up a Constitutional Secretariat to draft a new constitution. A committee headed by parliamentarian Dr. Jayampathy Wickramaratne had already been appointed to make measures in this regard. Among its members are senior lawyer Suren Fernando and additional secretary to the Prime Minister Bimba Tilakaratne. Professor Surit Ratnapala, a veteran in the field of legal studies, is likely to be the government's chief consultant when formulating the new constitution. Professor Ratnapala, who was in Sri Lanka for a brief visit last month, had several rounds of discussions with the top-rung leadership of the government in this regard, an authoritative government source told the Sunday Observer. Another highlight says, Gatwick Airport North Terminal evacuated. ISIS claims responsibility. Gatwick Airport's North Terminal was evacuated for the protection of the public on Saturday after the suspicious item was found in the possession of an individual. And the highlight at the bottom says, Diplomatic crisis between Maldives. The Maldivian High Commission in a strongly worded statement has denied breaching diplomatic protocol when Sri Lankan authorities arrested and deported 18-year-old Maldivian national Ahmad Ashraf on November 2nd. Another highlight says, No Sri Lankan casualties in Paris catastrophe. The Foreign Ministry confirmed on Saturday that there were no Sri Lankan casualties among the 153 who were killed in a series of shootings, bomb blasts and explosions which rocked the French capital on Friday night. Maheshini Kalon, the ministry spokesperson, said that the ministry was in touch with the Sri Lankan embassy in Paris and based on information received so far, there have been no Sri Lankan casualties reported. And now let's look at the newspaper highlights in Ceylon today. The top headline says, Paris blasts. ISIS admits killing 128 and injuring 180. French officials shut down all borders. 6 sites in the French capital were targeted. Schengen visa temporarily suspended. The highlight at the middle says, Chief Minister hates women's naval. There's another highlight which says, Avant-garde faces legal impediments. The issue of the floating armory that belonged to the Avant-garde Maritime Security Services Private Limited became a very incomprehensible complex issue to the general public by the weekend. Counsel Krishma Varnasurya points out that the complexity is created to rationalize inaction and impunity. His view is that the government can resolve the illegal arms issue of the avant-garde within a week if it wants to do so. And the highlight at the bottom says, Who is the sniper? We brought you the paper highlights in today's newspapers and we'll be bringing back more tomorrow. Thank you.